Welcome back. We're still working on the 69 fastback. We've made a little progress since the last time we filmed. So let's go over that. You may notice that the rear quarter on the passenger side has been replaced. Had a lot of Bondo in it. I'm thoroughly convinced that the guy who worked on this car before probably hung sheetrock when he was in a previous life. So he put a skim coat of Bondo on everything he touched, I think. But anyway, once I did one side, I knew how to do the other side. So I said, well, let's replace it. Rather than working with patch panels and chipping all the Bondo off, this is what I did. So I put it in, got it sort of clamped together, got some little sheet metal screws holding it too. I did this to get the deck lid side clearances right here, and they look good. Top and sides. That way I got placement of these fenders. And this was the previous driver's side quarter panel. And before I do any welding, I'm going to make sure the door, and the door is not adjusted. I just put it up here. Just make sure the lines of the door and the lines of the quarter panel match. And to sort of get placement of the door, I put a fender on it. Now, those with HD TVs will probably be able to tell none of the gaps are right, and they're not intended to be right now. This is just a extremely rough initial fit, just to make sure things are close. At that point, we'll start welding. We'll come down the inside of the door frames. We'll go in the fender with the wheelhouse welds right under the lip here. And we'll weld it in the back. We'll weld it down the side up here. We'll take care of this seam right here, which is the factory seam. You see where I've drilled it out. I'll probably drill it on through with these are 5/16. I'll probably drill it on through with a 1/4 inch and weld clean through to the substructure, which is what Ford had done. And I'll do that on both sides. I'll get it all welded up. We've made sure that the end caps fit properly. I have had a little problems with the doors. The quarters came ship freight, no problem, no dents, nothing. I mean, they were beautiful. Fenders, same way, no problems. But the doors, both doors came with dents in them. And they were shipped UPS or FedEx. I'm not going to tell you where I got them from, but I will tell you this. The people that I got them from stood behind them 100% and really helped me out in getting a replacement door for one and an allowance on the other one to get it fixed. With that being said, there's probably those of you that's done this before, and you're probably used to little imperfections in new sheet metal. And I'm probably not. So when you see a little dent, I mean, you can look down the side of it and you'll see little dimples and stuff like that. I don't know how they get there, and probably once you sand it, once you primer it in and block sand it down, they'll probably be gone. But you can see right here, one side of the door is dent down. And I don't know how that got there. It was packaged perfectly. This was a replacement door. It was double boxed. I mean, the people I bought it from, they did everything they could. I gotta believe this probably arrived on the boat this way. But anyway, that's our plan right now. We've got the inside done, and I have spoken to the painter, sort of give him a little heads up, sort of a 2-minute warning that in probably 3 or 4 months we'll have this car ready to go to paint. And at that point, what I'll do is I'll strip the paint off the deck lid, Dutchman panel, and the roof and the hood, and the end caps and stuff like that, and put them back and get them ready to paint. I think there's a lot of paint on this car. I certainly hope there's not a lot of Bondo in this deck lid, but owing to everything else, there's probably some Bondo in it somewhere. Let me see what else. Oh, we got the. Come over here, Ann. start messing on this stuff, you get tired of messing on one thing. Then you say, well, I'll move on to something else. And that kind of works for your benefit, because sometimes, I get tired of messing on the transmission. I'll move on to the heater core. I get tired of messing on the dash. I'll move on to the window regulators. Oh, but I got tired of messing on this body, so I started messing on the engine. So we got the crank in it, bearings, everything standard, everything works well. Cams in it, cam gear is installed. Everything spins freely. We're good to go there. Check clearances, everything is fine. Next thing I'll do is I'll put the pistons together and insert the pistons, and we'll have the short block. Got the heads over here that's been done. We'll put those on it, and then we get to paint it. Put the intake on. We'll go from there. What else? Oh, one other thing. Let me walk around here. I tend to, when I do these cars, I always tend to use a lot of AMK stuff, and some of it's 95% of it is right, but it does make it a lot easier not hunting bolts or cleaning bolts or chasing bolt threads, stuff like that. So what I do is I bought the new bolt kit for the body, for the chassis, and for the engine. If you've ever seen one of these, it is a sight to behold to me. You open it up, and it's pretty much everything you need. Let me see what this is. This is the chassis kit, 351 disc brake. So it's got everything you will need. These little pal nuts that go on the wheel studs to hold the brake drums on. Grease zerk plugs, bolts. They're all the right color. It's it's pretty interesting. Most of this stuff you use, some of it you don't. For example, the front cover on the timing cover on the 351 in the kit, which I've already opened up, it came with 2 long bolts, 2 short bolts, and 2 short bolts for the top. Well, the 351 evidently, or it could be a 69 issue, it carries 4 long bolts. So I had to source 2 more bolts, 2 long bolts from somewhere else. Anyway, neat on these. And I'm not going to pull these out, but what I'll do is I'll get a 4x8 sheet of plywood, and I'll just get me a stapler and staple this stuff to it and pull it off as I need it. I mean, there are bolts and nuts and stuff like here you don't know if you'll ever need, but you got them. Anyway, this is the, let me see, this should be the chassis kit, body kit. It's like Christmas. Little screws for splash shields, fenders, hood and hinges. Oh, the brace goes along the back of the firewall. Neat. And that's going to be great on this car, because you may remember when I took this car apart, it had just an assortment of nuts and bolts. Evidently, diversity was an issue with the people that put the car back together, because if you had 4 bolts, they had to be 3 of them different. They called for 4 bolts. Never were they all the same. They were different. But anyway, so I guess the car probably will like having a fresh set of bolts. Okay. One more thing I want to tell you about this bolts. I mean, it's nice to have this stuff, but they're expensive. I mean, all 3 of these, and this is not all I'm going to use, because there'll be certain kits. There'll be brake line that I'll need to attach. There'll be fuel lines I'll need to attach. I don't know if there are fuel line holders in here, fuel line brackets. I'm not sure. But all of this right here was like $900. But don't tell my wife. Well, Maybe I just did. Anyway, that's where we're at right now. We're going to probably be finishing up the engine in the next week or so, and fitting the left side of the body, fit the right side of the body, do the welding, and get the back half where it's going to be, get the doors on it, get the fenders on it, get them fitted, and start cleaning up the existing paint, the roof, the hood, the deck lid, and the fender end caps. Anyway, that's what we got blocked out for us. So hopefully by the first of the year, we'll have it ready for some paint, and then we'll go from there. I do appreciate you watching. If you got any comments or questions or suggestions are nice, just let me know. I really appreciate that. And once again, I thank you for watching. I really do.
Welcome back. Today we're hanging the bolts. I do this to sort of organize myself. These bolts come in boxes. I hate going through the box every time you need a bolt. The box gets progressively bigger and heavier. So I'm going to take these bolts, staple them to this board. That way I can find them easy. Today I have the help of Benny. He doesn't know it, but I put a dog treat in these boxes. That's why he seems to be real interested in bolt throwing.
What? Hmm? What? Huh? Trying to get better.